Okay, this is a 2014 Land Rover Freelander 2 SD4, and I do my own services on these vehicles of mine. And one of the difficulties with some of these vehicles, modern injection systems, is replacing the fuel filter, some of which require expensive, difficult to obtain fuel bleeding systems. The old diesels, one could just replace a fuel filter and be done with it, and kind of self-bleeds itself. But with the new ones, you are told you need some fancy vacuum pump and so on to attach onto the fuel filter, which sits behind this steel cover here. I've already changed the filter, so I'm just explaining how to do it. There are 4 nuts, one in there, one at the bottom there, one over here, and another one down there. You remove the steel cap, and then there's another little plate there which comes off, and then your fuel filter itself can be drawn out after disconnecting the 4 pipes, these 4 pipes here. And I don't have one of these fancy bleeding systems that you can buy online or make yourself, so I decided to do it old school, as we sometimes do here. Anyway, this is the line which comes from the tank. It goes through the fuel filter. This is the line which comes out of the fuel filter, goes to the injection system, and any overflow diesel that comes from the injectors flows through these pipes down to this T-junction, and then back along this small pipe here, back bypasses the fuel filter into this line, and that goes back to the fuel tank. And so you have a continuously cycling fuel system here, bar the fuel that's used in the injectors. So I found the best way to do it is disconnect the 4 connectors. Here you push a white little release and this pipe comes out, and with the new filter you'll see it usually comes with a little packet which stops ingress of dirt into the diesel system, and you can blank off the pipes. So as you pull this one out, you put a little red tab on that one, and then this one here unplugs by pushing that red button, and then wiggle the pipe left to right at the same time as pulling, and you can take that off and put the little blanker in there. The same story with this one, push the green tab, that one comes off that way, and this one here as well, it has a white tab there. Push that tab in. You can disconnect this connector by lifting up this little tab here and pulling this way and just get it out of the way. Then remove this pipe. After you've done that, you can withdraw the fuel filter and replace it with a new fuel filter, which is of course empty. And what I did was reconnect this pipe here, take the blanking plate off quickly and plug that back in. Same with this one, same with this one. Leave this one out. In other words, this pipe is off to the side. This is the line which goes back to the fuel tank. And then get yourself a small piece of appropriate sized hose. This is actually from an old Camelback which I had in the storeroom. I've just cut it off to make it nice and clean, and blown out any debris in the pipe, make sure it's clean. And this is an exact fit over the little extension which comes out of the fuel filter. Fit that over there, put the other end in your mouth, make sure it's clear pipe, because that way you can see when the diesel starts to come through this pipe. Suck on that pipe for a little while, doesn't take too long, and you'll actually hear the diesel start to come in from the fuel tank. Fill up the diesel filter, go through this pipe into the injection system, through the injection system, and then back out through this way until diesel starts to arrive in your pipe, and you'll see bubbles of air starting to come through, and eventually that air will stop and it'll be clean diesel. After that, you just wait or blow very slightly on here so as not to inject air back in the system. Just push the diesel until it gets down to almost there. Pull that pipe off, reconnect this pipe, put your system back together, and you're done. No problems whatsoever. Works like a charm. Good luck.